My other teaching assistant woke up from his nap. Hi, Tommy. Okay, so the first drawing that I'm going to ask you guys to do is an observational drawing. And again, observational just means that we are drawing from life. We're drawing what we see in the real world rather than using a photographic reference or something out of our imagination. We're drawing what we see. So you guys did this when we did the when you did the still life. You were looking at objects arranged on a table in front of you and trying to transfer what you saw in a three-dimensional reality to a two-dimensional paper or canvas.
Some of the old songs.
So you're gonna have two options. That's right. You're gonna be able to draw the view out of your window, right? Or a still life of the objects, of some objects in your room.
As time goes by.
Think about depth and distance. How do we make things off in the distance look like they're far away? Well, we can think back to what we learned about with one-point perspective, with atmospheric perspective. The idea that as things get closer to us, they appear larger. Things which are farther away are going to appear smaller. So if you have a tree that's really close to your window, that's going to have more detail. The trees in the distance are going to be smaller. They're going to be more obscured. Think about how you can use leading lines to try to create that illusion of things receding into the background. I would say think about adding value, which is the lightness and the darkness, the shadows, the shading. Where's your light source? What time of the day is it? If you're drawing other houses that you can see outside, which side of the house is more lit up by the sun and which part is casting the shadow? And if you are gonna choose to do the still life of objects in your room, intentionally arrange those objects. I'd also like to tie this practice into art history, particularly Van Gogh. In particular, there are two paintings that I'm thinking of. One is his view of Paris when he was living in Paris with his brother Theo.
Some of the old songs.
You can see the beginning. He's painting more like an impressionist, but he's looking outside of his window and painting what he sees. And I think that there's something really intimate about that. We're seeing what he saw every day. It's like a little glimpse into his world, into his reality. Now, you guys know that Van Gogh had a very troubled life, and later on he's actually in an asylum, but he's continuing to do what he loves, which is paint. And so he ends up painting the view outside of his asylum window. It's there that we really get to see those classic Van Gogh brush strokes, you know, the long, bold lines that he uses to create movement, to create rhythm.
So here's the view outside of my window, at least one of my windows. And if I was going to choose this option, I might set up something like this where I can still see part of the window sill, where I can still see the curtains, and yet I still have this really lovely landscape-ish view outside. But let's just say you're not feeling the idea of the landscape or the window drawing, and you would prefer to do a personal still life. There are so many cool opportunities for what you guys could do for the personal still life as well. Here on my shelves, you can see that I have some books. I have dinosaurs because I'm obsessed with dinosaurs. So I might end up doing something like that if I were you guys. But feel free to get really creative with it, really weird. You could make it modern. You could do some of your modern technology in there. You could do objects which are meaningful to you. These are some of my baby's toys that are just laying around all the time. So you could pick something that has personal significance or personal value to you, and in that way, the still life becomes something of a memoir as well. It becomes something of a self-portrait.
For all time's sake.
I really can't wait to see what you guys create. It's going to bring me some joy during this time. So,
as time goes
until
by.
then.